Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you how to actually read and understand anatomy instead of you cramming it. But before that, let me ask you a question. Do you think that you can actually cram the entire gross anatomy, embryology, histology, especially if you're a medical student? Like, think about that. Maybe that's the reason why you actually struggle to remember. The beautiful thing about anatomy is that it can actually be visualized. It's not like biochemistry where in secondary school you've been hearing about atom, yet you've never seen an atom. Anatomy, the gross aspect of anatomy have structures that you can feel. You can feel them. You can feel your upper limb, your lower limb, your head and neck. You can feel the internal structures when you're dissecting. And then the embryological structures, in as much as you cannot see them, right? You cannot see them, you cannot visualize them because we are not in a phase where we can easily access those things. But they are still quite understandable with lots of video resources. And then the histology aspect of it is very, very understandable, especially if we are able to see the view them from the microscopic aspect of it. So like histology is not hard. It's just the makeup of cell tissues. It's just talking about anatomy, but then on a cellular and tissue level, right? Then embryology is just the developmental aspect of it. Then gross is the fully developed form, the ones that you can feel, touch, see, you understand. So this is just basic introduction if you are new to the entire anatomy and you are just trying to know what it is, but you can just skip this part. So, hi, my name is Mary Rose, and if this is your first time coming here, I'm a medical student and I show you ways to do more as a medical student, with the entire limited time, never ending schedules, endless list of topics, and your personal life. It can be a lot to juggle all of them. So let's dive right into the main topic for today, how you can actually understand anatomy instead of cramming it. Are you ready? So as we move on, I'm going to be telling you the mistakes that I made that made anatomy so overbearing for me, made anatomy so difficult for me. So the first mistake that I made was that I did not attend my classes. When you don't attend your classes, you don't even know where to start from, right? You don't even know where to start from. You don't even know if you have to start from upper limb, lower limb, what exactly has been taught there. You don't know, right? So the first thing that you actually don't want to do is to miss classes, right? Attend your classes, hear your lecturers talk, and understand the way they speak, right? So the second mistake that I made that was even kind of worse than not attending classes was that I tried to limit myself to using only one sense to read. I tried to limit myself to using only my sense of sight and and an audio to read, right? So I just tried. The only thing I was doing was to just read. I'll read it over and over and again. And I was limited to the lecturer's material because I didn't want to go out of the lecturer's scope. I didn't want to go out of whatever the lecturer gave us in class. So I consistently limited myself to that. And because of it, if there are other ways I could have understood a topic better, I would not want to seek them out because my most important thing was I want everything inside this lecturer's material to be inside my brain. But like that's actually a fallacy, right? You can actually use other sources to understand. And when you come back to actually to go through the lecturer's material again, you find out that it makes more sense, right? Then over to the third mistake that I made. Like I said earlier, if you don't go to class, you're not going to be updated with the recent topics. So if you're not updated with the recent topics, when it's getting closer to exam time, you're going to be lost. You'll be doing what you're not supposed to do. You'll be reading areas that were not taught. You'll be reading out of scope. You will not be reading according to the way the lecturer wants it, right? So that was the biggest mistake that I made.
So those were the mistakes that I made, right? If I made those mistakes, what exactly did I do and how was I able to overcome them and avoid making those mistakes subsequently? So the first thing that I did was I actually had to believe in myself, right? I actually had to tell myself that I can do this. and it was not just mere words of affirmation. I had to back it up with my actions. I had to do things like someone who believed she can do it. You cannot be telling yourself that, oh, I'm going to do well in this exam, I believe I'll do well in this exam, and then every day you're not reading, and 3 days to the exam you're trying to crash read. It doesn't make sense. It does not work like that, right? So the first thing was that I rewired my mindset to make sure that I always believed in myself, right? Then the second thing was I stopped limiting myself to lecturers material, right? I didn't say I stopped using the lecturers material entirely, I just stopped limiting myself to it. And how did I do that? So if I go to a class I don't fully understand, I'll come back and then I try to seek for other resources. I come to YouTube and look for animations especially. Remember what I told you guys? Gross is something you can see, feel. So you shouldn't be trying to like cram it like with just what you are seeing, with just the words your eyes are seeing on paper, right? So I look for YouTube animations, and after almost every YouTube animation I understand, like I don't even need a second reading, right? Because it's video, it sticks better. Some scientific studies have shown that the videos you watch you will remember them better, right? Like it sticks better, it sticks longer than just text. So the second thing that I did that helped me a lot was group discussion. So if I don't understand something, my group member could understand it in a different way and explain, and everybody wins, right? So group discussions. I know that some people that they don't like it, they like to do things on their own way, but it's not bad entirely, especially if you do it with someone that you know is consistent, right? So those were the two things that helped. And then remember I told you guys earlier I wasn't going to class, so I made sure that majority of the time I attended my classes. Although something can come up once in a while and then you would have to miss classes, but majority of the time, are you attending your classes? Yes, I was, right? So those are like the most important thing. And now that I'm done, now that you are done, you've watched up to this point, I can say that I can say a very big congratulations to you, because it shows that you are interested in helping yourself. You don't want to be average and you really want to see yourself grow, right? So I'm just going to encourage you, I'm just going to tell you to always believe in yourself, pray to God, you know, and that you can actually do this. Yes, if I could move from someone who was failing her in courses to passing her in courses, I don't know, like you can even do more, you can even have distinctions, you can even do better than me, right? So another thing I would like to tell you is to share this video, right? If you know that classmate that has been struggling, or the classmate might not even come out to say that he or she is struggling, but you know you guys are in a group and everyone seems to be moving fine, you can just share this video, because you don't know who you are helping, you don't know who this video is going to help. And with that being said, bye. I'm going to see you in my next video. Love you.